There it goes. Oh, there we go. And we're live. Happy Halloween, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Halloween.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
This is episode 41 of the Power Hour, Tennessee USA Wrestling Power Hour podcast. I'm your state chairman and wrestling ninja
extraordinaire.
my catcher. And my co-host she's got the costume of the year right now. Those of you that don't know who she is, I'm gonna have her tell you who she is. If you don't know, you better research it. Go ahead, Andi.
Hi, I am Andi Jones, and I am Clarissa Chun tonight, if you can hear me. Clarissa Chun is the head coach at the women's team at the University of Iowa. I can't even roll off all of her career. She's a two-time Olympian, bronze medalist. All of her world stats, and the best part is she's a good human.
Yeah.
I got the pleasure of going to Missouri Valley with Chun, and
you did?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
a friend of mine. So
I tell you what, here, I'm doing this right now. I'm screenshotting. Put it on there. Put it up there. Put it up there. There we go. Put it up ready, and I'm a screenshot. And 3, 2, 1. There we go. When you can send that to Clarissa, I'll send it to Tom Brands.
Okay.
I said we're copying you guys here on our podcast.
We should have.
Ninja outfit. I just don't have a throwing star. You know what? I'm like crazy uncomfortable in this thing right now. And ladies and gentlemen, this is going to come down eventually right there. I at least got to give it another try. I had to get the full effect, the full effect at the beginning. But now it's getting a little hard to breathe.
Yeah.
But, and I talk so fast to begin with, they might not be able to hear me, so I'm going to have to pull it down a little more. But I'm gonna blame my uncomfortableness on Kenya Sloan, because she's the one that came up with the whole Halloween idea last year. And we can't, if we do it the first year, we got to keep doing Halloween costumes.
Listen, I will never turn down an opportunity to get a costume and make a fool of myself. So this would have been better. I just happened to
I love it. I think
already created this.
I love it. I think that is awesome. Well, we had a big week in Tennessee wrestling, Coach Jones. Yeah. Big week. We had, first of all, we'll get started. I'll have you do the girls' results, but I'll cover the who's number one. He said I was at our who's number one competition in Cleveland last weekend, and I'll let you go through the girls' results here in a second. Mm-hmm. Basically, we had two big events that were going on last weekend. One was the Tennessee who's number one, hosted by Cleveland, did a fantastic job, and the other one was the USA Wrestling Preseason Nationals up in Des Moines, Iowa, which has gotten perennially tougher and tougher and tougher and tougher. So I can go into that a little bit after the who's number one. Let's circle back to that. Cleveland, just like we knew they were going to. They crushed it. Production was out of this world. Card was fantastic. Just everything you want in who's number one competition, really. And just showcasing, some of our better athletes in the state. And I just think it was just a great event in general, between, the singlets that they got, just the crowd, the whole production as far as the lights and the music and everything else. And I tell you what, Coach Knox, Coach Boskin, Coach High, and Mackenzie Fowler, their whole support group up there. Thank you so much from our organization. You guys did such a fantastic job. It's awesome. Did you watch the live chance?
I didn't get to watch any at all. I was wanting to come down, but I didn't get to make it down there. But they make it sound like a like a NBA or something, like a professional event there, right? That's what it sounds like to see. So I expect nothing less from them. It just makes me happy to have a great event like this in Tennessee and to showcase the kids, because the kids love that show too, right? And that's how that hypes you up, right?
Absolutely. I just and the thing is, we had, I know the matches were kind of cut back this year. Just like in the past, we've had them split. We've had the boys in one location, girls in location, and the girls we had last year, our first one ever. And so our organizer here in Middle Tennessee, who had the girls one kind of up and running, had to back out here in the last minute, about a month out. So, so Josh Boskin said, "Hey, we'll take the girls and we'll do the best we can with it, on the short notice." And it's just, it's one of those things where combining two events like that in one night would be very, very, very difficult, because then you're looking at 10 matches from the guys, 10 matches from the girls. You got 20 matches. All of a sudden, it's a 3-4 hour production, and that's just a long night of wrestling. So they did some catch weight stuff. They did some, got the girls matches together. It was perfect. It was a perfect amount of time in and out. And then that's one of the things, I just, as an organization, even we've been discussing a lot of things about just being more fan friendly and just getting people out. To sit there for 3-4 hours would be a long, long night, So,
sounds like
that's up to them. They got it all, got it rocking and rolling, got it all together. And really proud of the product we had. This was awesome.
It's awesome. And thank you. Yeah. Once again, thank you to Cleveland and all those people. And I know Mackenzie just like knocking out so much work. She's a beast. And
volunteer of the year again this year. I think it's kind of like we're just going to name it the Mackenzie Follower Award.
Ooh.
She does so much for
I'll vote for it.
She's such a great volunteer. She does a lot for our organization, does a ton of it. So I think it's the second year in a row she's won. So, but she's obviously our women's director, and she does a fantastic job. And what she does there at Cleveland, she's just fantastic. So we appreciate that. Appreciate Mackenzie. Appreciate Boskin. Appreciate Matt Hyde, Joey Knox. You got things cranking there for sure.
No easy feat.
Yeah. Awesome.
They make it look that way, though, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. And our other event, obviously the preseason nationals, another big, and this is kind of one of the reasons I think we didn't have where I think they scaled the matches back. I think they asked a lot more kids, but but some of them came in, some of them turned it down because there is so much going on now in the preseason. There is just a lot of preseason competitions. This last weekend was the Brian Keck preseason, USAW Preseason Nationals in Des Moines. But that's coming right off in the heels of Super 32. Mm-hmm. The grappler tournament in Michigan was before then. The Who's Number One. And we've had Tennessee kids involved in all this stuff. And then of course college visits this time of the year. And now we're literally after we cut this podcast here in 40 minutes. I'm going to take my ninja gear off and get on the road to our P&L fall championships.
Why take it off?
Yeah, I think I'm going to take it off. But there's just so much going on, in the preseason. So these kids that came in and participated in this tournament, like I said, hats off to you. We really appreciate it. But preseason nationals, I wasn't there for the first time in a little while because I decided to go to the Who's Number One. But this tournament just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger every year. And it was sold out like 3 weeks before. 3 weeks before. Yeah, early October. Really? It was sold out. And it was like a hard sellout too. It's like, no, we aren't taking any more kids because it was just slam packed. So, awesome. That's great. Great for sport of wrestling. These things. So, and we did good, Tennessee, with it being more kids, obviously tougher competition. I know I was just looking through all the clubs and stuff like that, the participants in there, and it's just not only is it getting bigger, but it's getting much, much, much more competitive as well. So so that's where we're at with it. So we're going to start with the girls right now, so we can get our guest on. But let's go with the results here. How the Who's Number One for the girls go? How do we do at preseason nationals?
For 114 at the Who's Number One, mm-hmm. we had Ellie Underwood. She pinned Miley Goodwin. Mm-hmm. And then we at 132, Sophia Satterfield. She pinned. I always forget. I say this kid's name wrong all the time. I want to say Haley Cox, but that's not right, is it?
I think so.
You probably know better than I do. I've seen her name because I'm a part of the rankings committee, and we do all these things. And I'm going to ask her next time I see her. I'm just going to make it uncomfortable. Because people misspell my name and missay my name. So anyhow, at 126, Lexi Dean coming in with a pin against Kaylee Miller. And then again at 26, Senna Grassman. She teched Nanette Monica Soto. Mm-hmm. And that's our 4 women's matches. The only result I have from the preseason nationals is Easton Dadiomoff. I'm going to butcher that name too. Placing.
Oh, you didn't butcher it. You got it right on.
Yeah. Okay, that's a new name for me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she's awesome.
And Dixie Beasley came in 6th.
Yep.
Our little tiger up there. Oh, dude.
Animal.
She growls at me every time I see her.
She does. She's yeah. I got a funny gear story with her. She ordered a jacket for a while, and it was just it was a nightmare.
You better get it, man.
Oh, I actually sent the money back because I didn't want that girl watching.
Out.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, with the 2 girls, I mean, she got 6. Easton won it. So I think we're going to try to get some of them on the podcast next week. Maybe.
Yeah, Little Beasley. All jokes aside, that child, I get to watch her, right? So the amount of work that little kid puts in is amazing.
Oh, yeah. So she's tough. She's tough for sure. But yeah. So on the girl side here, we got a guest waiting in our waiting room here. So let's get her on in here. You can top it up with her a little bit and ask her some questions here, Coach.
Oh, Ellysia Jennings in 8th place as well.
There we go. And there we go. That's a good intro right here. Right? What do we got on here, Andy?
Oh, I just don't know. How are you?
Hi, guys.
I'm not saying your name correct,
I'm going to let you talk.
Yes.
I'm going to let her talk.
He's a ninja. Would you like to be interviewed by Coach Chun or me?
Coach Chun, probably.
Any questions? Anyhow, thank you for coming on tonight. I know a bit about you, but I don't know. I've got a lot of questions for you.
Yeah.
When did you first start wrestling? Because I see all these girls now, and there's these girls that are really good now. So I gotta figure out what the sauce is.
I first started wrestling in around November of my 8th grade year. So I did AAU for that because my middle school did not have a school team.
Yeah.
But that's where I started out.
Oh, cool. Awesome. And so what made you want to get into wrestling initially?
Okay. It's a little bit of a funny story, but I originally wanted to do kickboxing really bad. And my dad told me that he would not let me do any other martial art until I worked on my ground game first. So he made me do wrestling, and I sort of fell in love with it and stuck with it.
Wow. Love it. Yeah, I like that. A little like throwing you into the water and you love swimming, right? So, yeah. Hey, listen, we're in the dark side now. So I was looking at some stats of yours here. Let's see. 5th place last year at the state tournament. First freshman medalist from Coffee County. And then the 2024 Folk Style Nationals runner-up. You just tell me if I'm anything wrong, okay? And then the Freestyle and Greco-Roman Tennessee USA champ. Collecting medals. And then your 2024 Nationals All-American in 8th place, which is pretty awesome. And more than pretty awesome. I'll use more colorful words. Anyhow, and you're currently ranked number 1 in the Tennessee rankings at 185. So that's a pretty good resume. I mean, that's all last year.
Pretty much, yeah.
I find it really awesome just because. Do what?
She had a big year last year.
Yeah. Wow. I'm from McMinnville, so
it's pretty close.
No, I know. Seeing some of the kids in the smaller country towns, it makes me really happy because that means you're getting opportunities to get better and grow, and I just think it's pretty awesome.
Thank you.
So what's next for you?
Well, right now I'm looking to continue with my high school career and try to advance as I can with that. And I'm hoping to get better in the national level as well. Hopefully get a national placing or ranking at some point. That would be pretty awesome. And after that, if I can, try to get into a pretty good school for wrestling and do that in college.
That's awesome.
It looks like you're going in that direction.
Hopefully.
How's your preseason training going?
Pretty good. I've been working with Coach Randall down in Ground Zero. He's helped a lot with my training. And my coach at the high school has had practice open for a couple of weeks. So I've been doing that as well. And it's going pretty well.
Good. Well, yeah. So coming in, are you a little tired from all of this, back to back, or?
A little bit, but I think it's worth it. It's good to get as much experience as you can before season starts and get a kickstart to it.
I think it's really great to have Randall down there so close. Mm-hmm. And I love Randall. And I met him before I even started coaching. And I'm just so happy. He really seems to love what he's doing, and he loves his athletes. I mean, like all of us coaches do. I know Mike does too. But it's just a good to, once again, just seeing that happening in a smaller town tells me how fast or how much especially the girls side is growing too. But like Tennessee wrestling, because Mike can vouch for this also, not too many years ago, there wasn't anything happening in the summers for any wrestlers in Tennessee. So
what Randall's doing at Ground Zero is outstanding. I mean, he would at Ground Zero is actually our club of the year, USA Wrestling Club of the Year. We had our awards last weekend.
Oh yay!
Our club of the year, just because I mean, just the numbers and the participation that he's really involved with from a state level, regional level, even a national level now. I mean, the way he's grown that program, I'd say probably within the last maybe 2, 3, 4 years, I mean, it's been pretty impressive. I mean, I remember when I first started seeing him on the scene, he had just started it, and they were at a lot of the local tournaments, state tournament, that type of stuff, Ironman tournament. But then his outreach started to grow a little bit. He started getting those kids on the not only the Southeast regional, the Southeast regional level, we just saw him there quite a bit, but he started taking them to Brute Nationals. And then he had, a lot of kids go to Fargo last summer. So he was on the Fargo trip last summer, and he just does a fantastic job, and really, really proud of what he's done in that area. I mean, he really is a fantastic coach. He's a fantastic human being. And if you got a son or daughter that lives in that area, you'd be crazy not to get that program.
He does it all from here, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's always good when you see people in there for the good reasons,
Yeah. And Ellysia, you guys pretty much train year round down there, don't you?
Yeah, we do. Yeah. I think we take about 2 weeks off after Fargo sometimes, but I think not this past summer, because I wasn't at Fargo this past summer, but the year before that, we took a week off, and then we went right back to it. And that's pretty much how it's been since then. But other than that, we train year round.
Yeah. You mentioned Fargo. What do you like better, freestyle or folk style?
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
I'm more of a freestyle person myself.
I'm talking about. Now we're talking. You too. There we go. Say it out loud, Andy. There you go. Say it out loud. Come on. Don't be scared of that. Don't hold back.
I like freestyle more.
There we go. It's always crazy to me, like considering that they wrestle freestyle on the collegiate level for women. I'm honestly. And I don't mind. I mean, if they want to have folk style, it's no problem. But I don't understand really. I'd probably push on just doing all freestyle for girls. I mean,
New York has sanctioned that.
Yeah, they did. And I don't know. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I mean, if we're really ultimately trying to prepare these girls for college, why would we put them through whatever 4 years of folk style, or even more if they start as a peewee or middle schooler? Put them through all those years of folk style just because they're going to transition in college. I mean, I get it at the boys' side, but the girls' side, I don't understand it. So
it just naturally occurred that way. I was there. I'm an old lady, Ellysia. I will date myself.
Lisa, you're gonna hear the roots of Tennessee wrestling here now. You just struck a nerve, Ellysia.
I really like the way it happened. In case you didn't know, Ellysia, that. So, 99, when Missouri Valley started their program, sorry, I'm trying to make that stop. When they started their program, there were 4 college teams at the time total, and we were the first ones to get scholarship, right? So we were competing. That's not enough competition. So we were competing at the senior level, going to all the events that you're going now to, right? And so slowly and surely, this momentum, people like Mike Moyer really pushing this, even like in our state, Ronnie Carter, right? Like pushing the women for us to get sanctioned first year. But anyhow, it just kind of evolved and it stayed that way as the college teams grew. And I like the change. And if I must say, I don't think it is affecting our world's status in a negative way. Oh, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I think we're doing pretty well from the girls' side. I mean, we're doing well from the men's side.
Yeah.
Everything.
So here's a question. You said, are there any colleges that you're like even like kind of tinkering around, thinking about, or?
Right now, obviously, Iowa would be great if that would be possible. But for Tennessee, local colleges.
We're talking. Good answer. That's it. That's it for her interview. That's it.
That was awesome.
The local colleges, though, right now I'm looking at King University. I think they have a really great women's program, and obviously they're number one right now. So it would be awesome if I could try to get down there and stay local.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's good. I think you have.
I got to do this. So also, you might want to look into Sacred Heart. Kenya, if you're listening, I always got to put a plug in for you. We got Kenya Sloan up there, Sacred Heart. You might want to take a peek at that program.
Yeah, Sacred Heart. There's so many good. I think even just already thinking about you and options you personally have, I think there's a lot of options, like good options for you.
Absolutely. And there's getting to be more and more options on the women's side. It's just
you can. It's now,
it's going to continue to grow and grow and grow, and that's what's so great about the sport. We're it's going to be awesome stuff. Yep, I know, it's awesome. So what's next for you, Ellysia? You just high school season? No more preseason. You're done, right? Now we're rolling on high school.
Yeah, I think for now, nothing much else. Just focus on high school until that finishes up, and if there's anything that pops up in the wintertime, probably go to attend those and then focus on freestyle.
Love it. Good deal. Want to shout out any of your coaches before we let you go?
Definitely Coach Randall.
Yeah,
there we go.
We should have ran a Randall head.
Yeah,
this should have been my Halloween costume.
I mean, we should have told you we were dressing up for Halloween and what Coach Jones was doing. You could have made a Randall head.
This was already pre-made. We went to the first home duel and thought I'd be cute walking in as a friend doing this, and the security blocked us. But today I was running in 2 minutes, and I was like, I can do this. Anyways, but yeah, I do think there's a lot of college opportunities for young ladies right now, and I am certainly happy to help anyone to try and connect people. And yeah, I just think it makes me really happy coming from being like one of 4 teams, right? to having it explode, just because I love seeing you guys get the growth that everybody gets from wrestling.
You bet. Lisa, you got anything else for us?
No, I think that's it.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna be cheering you on this year. Number one ranked in the country, or in the state right now. Country soon though, but number one in the future. We're gonna keep our eye on you for sure. Probably gonna have you back on the podcast again.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for having me on.
Thanks for coming and joining us.
Hey, congratulations on the preseason nationals placing last weekend. That's a big tournament. It's gotten tougher every year, and it keeps getting tougher. We're proud of you representing our state.
I agree.
Thank you, sir.
Awesome. Take care. Have a great evening.
Have a great night, Ellysia.
Thank you.
She's so cute.
Great kid. Very great kid. I mean, and I'll tell you right now, I mean, Randall, he's doing a fantastic job down there, and loves seeing those Ground Zero kids.
All his kids love him too.
Love seeing his Ground Zero kids, performing. So so we'll move on to the boys section now today. Who's number one? Like I said, again, great. Great event from Cleveland. Futures, here's the results. Futures, we had actually, you know what? Here, let's do this. Let's go to the preseason nationals results first, because our guess is he's going to be more who's number one, representative. But at 100 pounds for 100 pounds in the 9th and 10th grade boys, I have 3 results right now. I have. And 2 of those 3 were national champs, which is cool. So 100 pounds, one and only, the man himself, Hudson Chittum. To say a stud is definitely an understatement. He's not only just an incredible wrestler, but amazing young man. Maybe we'll try to get him on next. We'll try to get him on next week or the following week. He's always up. He's got quite the personality. So he's never scared to get on the podcast. That's for sure. So we'll get him on soon. And then we had another champ in the showcase, Peter Savarino, who's from Summit High School, also young guy in Nashville, Spartan Wrestling Club kid here in Middle Tennessee. Super proud of Pete. You talk about another just amazing young man who's just continuing to get better and better every year. And I tell you, between the individual work that he does here in Middle Tennessee with one of our coaches here, Alex Bennett, between coming near to Young Guns practice, which he comes quite often, and all what they do down at Summit, which is a year-round program. I mean, this kid has paid his dues for sure. And I tell you what, I just could not be prouder of this young man. As far as like I said, winning that showcase last weekend was huge for him. So congratulations to Pete there. And then also in the showcase with Brody Melzoni from Nolensville, who's another one I'm going to brag on as well. Nolensville here in Middle Tennessee got 8th place. And I tell you what, just like Pete, he's been grinding and grinding and grinding and grinding and grinding. And literally this kid is at everything. He's been at everything for like the last 2 years and just keeps getting better and better and better. I mean, he goes from Fargo to Southeast Regionals to whatever. There's a preseason alone. I know he went to Grappler. He went to the P&L tournament that we had up at in Indianapolis. I want to say he went to Super 32 as well. And then preseason nationals, and now he's going this weekend the P&L tournament. I mean, he's at everything. I mean, he literally, when I say he goes to everything, he literally goes to everything. I mean,
That's
he's
awesome.
and he's one of our our mainstays here in our Young Guns program. Very, very rarely not at practice. I mean, he's found the weight room this offseason and looks really good. And like I said, for him to get an 8th place finish at 170, I mean, man, hats off to him.
How old is he? Or what grade?
Yep, he's a junior. Yep, Brody is. Yep,
That's awesome.
Yeah, so he's did real well last weekend. Very proud of him as well. And so Tennessee, good showing right there. Very proud of him, guys. Very proud of him. Moving forward here with the who's number one. Futures matches, we had Trey Bell, technical fall, Tibby Norman, Kilpatrick pinned Brian Stansel, and Jakai Roller tech fall Jonathan Combs. Those are for the feature. We had 3 features matches. And then high school boys results, 106, Dominic Cordero got a technical fall over Luke Mayan. Axel Ritchie actually won both of his matches. He beat Samuel Combs, and then he came back later on the night and beat Jose Cordero in one of the highlighted matches. 126, Jackson Lane, decision Colt Mon. 126, who we're going to talk to here in a second here, Mason Jacob, had a big win over Zach Boskin, which was a really great match. 138, Kason Roark, majored Ollie Phillips from Baylor. 144, Dylan Villers from Macaulay, technical fall, Ethan Lampert from Father Ryan. At 157, Titus Norman, decision Zayden Morgan. 175, in the first match, Cy Fowler, decision Barrett Whaley. And then he came back a very, very last match, and basically the marquee match, wrestled Max Norman, and Max Norman ended up majored Cy. Max looked really good. Max is pretty legit. And and then at 190, Jay Eversole rounded it out with our heaviest weight class of the night with a fall over Stanford Thomas. So some great matches, some great wrestling that night, and it was great. Very proud, of our organization, and especially very, very thankful for the Cleveland for such a great event. So
great hosting. I'll have to not miss it next year. I'll make sure and put it on the calendar.
That's it. Good stuff. Well, speaking of who's number one, we had one of the marquee guys right here, and he actually did something here at the end of his match. So we'll kind of get into that a little bit. There he is, my man. Let me do this for you, my man, Mason. I'm bringing my ninja right here.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, my man. Happy Halloween.
Got the prison outfit on right now.
I also what that looks like.
This guy, I tell you what, though.
With the white wall.
Mason, man. Listen, I would.
Where's my little thing I'm supposed to hold? What is it called?
With your name, your date of birth.
Oh man, with that facial hair you got going, a little do you got there.
All
you have to do is
you have that nailed.
Little brother Peyton.
What's up?
What's happening? How we doing?
Good. How are you?
We're good. We're good. Good. Yeah, I thought you were going to bring the bars out for Mason Day. You're not the props guy? Oh man, that's awesome. Mason, how we doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. We appreciate you taking time out of your trick or treat.
Yeah, of course.
To come on our podcast.
Yeah, I had a great time on the one podcast I was on a while ago.
Yep. And I got a new co-host now, so I'm going to introduce you to
I see it. Yeah.
Yep. And this is Mason Jacob. He's not only one of our, elite wrestlers here in Tennessee, but also one of our elite young men in Tennessee. Everybody likes Mason.
You're saying he's a good human?
Oh, okay.
To
say he's a good human is really an understatement. Yeah, he's awesome. Great kid. Yeah, and here's another one that's at everything. He's at all the lot. I mean, he's a pretty much a mainstay on the national circuit, and he's So I mean, 2-time Beast of the East All-American, 2-time NHSCA runner-up, 2-time state champ, Dobbins Bennett. So I'm telling you, he makes his way on the national level quite often and does very, very, very well for our state. And we're just looking forward to just continuing to watch him and progress at him, because we're going to have to watch you somewhere else soon, aren't we, Mason?
Yes, sir. Actually, got it.
There
all
it
right
is.
Virginia, baby.
Show it off. Show it off.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
That's really awesome.
So Mason had a great match last weekend with Zach Boskin, who obviously, couple-time state runner-up. I mean, he's, stud.
Yeah.
And Mason, I mean, they had a great match. Mason kind of controlled it, got a couple got his takedowns and got one at the very end to ice it. And so he made his announcement afterwards. And I was actually really, really curious because I'd been following you on Instagram.
Yeah, a lot of people.
I was like, all right, where's he going to go? What's he going to do here?
Yeah, I was talking to Jackson Flood. I like that kid a lot. He's really funny. But he was like, I just know it's Oklahoma, and I was like, we'll see.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
So the schools that you visited. Let's get into this college thing a little bit.
Yeah. So I went on a visit to George Mason. Had a great time. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Honestly, all the visits were a lot of fun. But yeah, that one was good. I went on there with one of my buddies from Virginia, Brady.
Cool.
So yeah, it was good. The Oklahoma one, I had a couple friends also on that visit. Dallas Russell was on the visit, and Roman Berlardo.
Okay.
And then and West Virginia, I had one of my buddies from Pennsylvania on the visit as well.
Very cool.
But yeah, they were all a bunch of fun. The football games were cool. Eating whatever I wanted. That was
that was terrible.
Enjoy it now.
That was terrible. Yeah, I tell you what. I mean, between I'm not sure what the George Mason games are like, but to go to an Oklahoma game,
they don't have
they don't have
football.
football. Okay, so but you could go to Oklahoma game and a West Virginia game.
Yeah. Well, the Oklahoma game, they played Tennessee.
Oh wow,
that was the weekend they played Tennessee, so it was pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you a UT fan?
You root for Tennessee, right?
No, you're not.
We were Michigan fans, but
yeah.
now we're all West Virginia.
All right. Well, yeah, you would have been out of place there if you'd have been a UT fan.
Yeah.
Many of them in the building.
Everybody was like, so there was a lot of people. So they were like, "You're from Tennessee? Are you a UT fan?" I was like, "No." It was a lot of people. It was really surprising.
Wow,
those big stadiums are amazing. That's a
it was so packed. I had full service and nothing was loading. Like that's how bad it was. It was so crazy.
Well,
it was so crazy.
You'll get to wrestle in front of probably a few more people than normal too, right? And so
yeah.
That's fun. Use that energy for like power, right?
Yeah.
So now, so you decided on West Virginia. What was it that was like the final nail in the coffin? Okay, I'm going to West Virginia.
They have a good history of lightweights. Flynn was great in wrestling. They're all pretty much every coach on that staff.
Cliff Moore was really good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Cliff's dog. I like Cliff a lot. He's really cool. Awesome. He's funny. No, you're good. But yeah, they had a good history of lightweights. Wasn't too far from home, so those were probably the nail right there in the coffin.
Yeah, that's probably like an 8-hour drive for you, roughly.
It's about 4.5.
Yeah, because you're way out there at east. So
yeah, I'm like very northeast Tennessee, so it's.
Oh,
like
you are. That's right. Yeah, it'll be short for you. Oh yeah, good.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Yeah, and West Virginia is beautiful. On a side note.
Yeah.
I've actually never been. It's Morristown, right? Morristown.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much. Okay. It's pretty close to it. It's about an hour away.
Okay. Now, where's the school?
City.
Okay, where's
it's
the
in Kingsport?
The West Virginia, the University of West Virginia.
Oh, West Virginia. Oh, Morgantown.
Morgantown. That's right. Yeah. I heard it's a great town. I heard it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, there's a lot of people there.
Yeah.
When
yeah.
I was,
I'd love to go watch a football game. Would be a lot of fun there.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, it was really funny. They weren't even playing Pitt, so I think they were playing Auburn or something. And they're playing Sweet Caroline, and all the fans are like, "Eat shit, Pitt," and it was so funny. And I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like, man, they really don't like Pitt here.
They are angry. They are not playing.
Well, it was the Sweet Caroline.
No, I got it.
Yeah.
It was really funny.
That's college football for you right there.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So when you went on the visit, like what do you remember the most about, like, I mean, as far as from an academic standpoint, like, first of all, what are you going to study when you go to college? What's your thoughts on that? And then
I'm thinking something in business, like business work, stuff like that, communications.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna go into.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say the biggest thing I remember was just so long, like everything. So like all the visits, like the colleges were pretty like clamped together. You know what I mean? Like they were all pretty close and stuff. Right. Morgantown is literally the whole city's like spread out, like the college, like they literally have a tram there for you to. Yeah, that was the most memorable thing for sure, because I was like, that's so crazy. Like, it's really that big, and it was insane. I was like, oh my gosh.
It reminds me a lot of Iowa City. Iowa City's very simple because we had the CAM bus.
Is the campus really spread out too?
Yeah, we say basically CAM bus take all around the different dorms, the different classrooms, buildings, stuff like that. It reminds me a lot of that. Yeah,
it's easy to get lost in Iowa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been to Morgantown, so I'm gonna have to stop out. Definitely have to stop out for a wrestling match now, Mason.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah,
let's see guys that committed. Who's the other guy going out there with you?
Case and Roark, baby.
You know him? Oh, you know him at all?
Yeah, we wrestled a lot together when we were little.
Yeah, I bet. When you start going through, the different circles and start getting, up all the way through the different circuits that you guys have been on. It's pretty cool. Like, come full circle, huh? And go to college with one of your buddies.
Yeah. Well, that was another thing. I have a lot of friends like going there and went on visits there too. So really? It was like that. So that was another big thing where I was like, okay, that's somewhere I want to be. Yeah.
I have I think I might ask everybody this question, maybe possibly, but how old were you when you started wrestling?
I just turned 5. Fell in love with it as soon as I started.
He's been at it for a while.
I love the little.
My dad would tell me, because it's like I'm not gonna remember much of that, but he would always tell me like the first 2 months of me wrestling, I would cry every day at practice, but I never want to stop going. Never want to stop going. Yeah. So that was it.
It's it's wild. Like, I mean, the amount of like kids that have said that to me. I mean, they have it's been on the podcast, or whether we're just talking to them just at camps or just whatever, even, coaching at Division I colleges or whatever. You ask them when they started wrestling, they're like, oh man, I was terrible. I lost like my first 20 matches. I lost when I was over.
I wasn't saying that. I thought I was flying.
I got totally worked my first, this was, I mean, I've been in this sport for, well, let me see, I just turned 52. So
how long?
Yeah, I've been 47 years. 47 years ago, I remember. I still remember. Oh yeah. I started when I was 5, also. So I just turned 52 last week, and I remember my first match, and that's my first match. I literally got not only worked and got pinned. And I was like, Brian, this sport's stupid, whatever. And of course, my brother was like. He was like the wrestler of the family. He's really, really good. Of course, he went out and won the tournament. And I was like, this really sucks now. It's like, it's single elimination. I got smoked. I got wrestled one match, and then he gets to go home with a medal. It's like, what the crap?
That was how me and my older brother were a lot. We would I'm gonna move downstairs. It's getting really loud up there. So he doesn't wrestle anymore, but he was always he was like my little training partner though. But yeah, we used to wrestle together a lot all the time.
Yeah.
I think that it's really important, the pieces of in the beginning for people, the humbling moments of clarity,
yeah, for sure.
clarity of where in life, like you were feeling pretty good about your athleticism in general. And then you started the sport and you're like,
oh, yeah.
still feel athletic, but then you know, but I think that's good because like in life, that's going to happen, right? And it doesn't mean that's where you're going to end. It just means that's where you start sometimes. So that's the metaphor for the moment. But yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I said, it's crazy how many kids we have on here that literally did not
love it.
They were not very good when they used to cry all the time. It was the funny stories.
Oh yeah,
it's hilarious. So, and that's just, it's the way it is. And like I said, you just keep persevering.
I mean, they all stick with it. It's the greatest sport of all time.
And like I said, I literally tell, like, we our young guns program's getting bigger. We get more kids in there and stuff like that. And and when we very first started it, I mean, the ones that wanted me to start this program here wanted me to just invite state place winners or state qualifiers and up or state place winners and up. And I was like, no, I don't want, I'm not into that, because we're going to get kids that come in, like maybe as an 8th grader, 7th grader, or maybe even like a first year 9th grader, or maybe a JV kid, and they're just going to keep coming to practice and keep coming to practice. And they're going to keep getting better and coming to practice. And that's really like anything else. All you got to do is just keep going to practice. Just keep going and keep doing it.
And I mean,
you get good at it. You just get good at it. That's why we're at it.
I mean, why would you not want somebody, especially in our sport, because there's not a whole lot outside of wrestling. People don't really like watch a whole lot of wrestling. Like if you're not in the circle, there's like nobody really cares about it. I think bringing more people in, like no matter the level or at any age is huge anyways.
You
get one right?
Yeah. And you never know. You could have an 8th grader come in. He's not very good. 20 years from now, his kid is like the best wrestler in the world.
Exactly.
Because he got into wrestling and then his son got into wrestling. So it's like, you never know with all that stuff.
And I don't think you have to be a state, national, world champion to benefit from our sport either, right? So because there's some kids that are going to come in and never win anything, but they walk out more confident in themselves because they know
more confident and like more dedicated into other stuff, and not going down the wrong path.
I mean, in a society right now where we struggle with fitness in general.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't think of a better sport to be in. I mean, honestly, as a teenager.
No.
Crazy. So, yeah. So what's up with you now moving forward here, Mason? So we're moving into high school season. What's the plan with that?
We have Southern Slam on the schedule, so I'll probably wrestle my guy Antonio at that again. I didn't wrestle him last year, but I've wrestled him. We wrestle a lot over the years. So that'll probably be a good match there. Absolutely. And then after that would be Beast. I'd say those are really the only two like tough tournaments got to prepare for. And states, of course. But yeah.
No, but that's great though that you're able to go to like something like the Slam and also stuff like the Beast. Get entries into those because you need those. You're at that level.
For sure.
You need those matches.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You got to keep up in the ante, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
What, the iron sharpens iron, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
That every wrestling coach says that statement.
Every wrestling coach says it.
Hey, it's true though. It is true though.
It's very true.
They teach us that when we sign the papers to do it.
Yep. It's about right. Now you've been spending a lot of time with Zeke Moisey and D'Angelo.
Yeah. So it was funny because one of you, I couldn't remember who said it, but something about getting humbled. Every time I wrestle with Zeke, I get humbled.
Zeke will be honest.
It keeps you honest.
Dude. He's like joking around too. He's so strong. I literally tell him this. I'm like, I don't think he realizes how strong he is because he'll be like holding me down on bottom, and I'm like immobile. I literally can't move, and he starts like putting his finger in my ribs and stuff, and I'm like, dude, I can't move. Like I'm literally stuck. It is funny, and we laugh and have fun doing it too. So yeah, it's good. But
they do such a great job at that club up there. Yeah, they do such a great job at that club up there, and you're crazy not to be involved with that club if you're in that area for sure.
Yeah, it's awesome. They are really good coaches.
Yep, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Well, cool. Andy, you got anything else for our man here, Mason here?
No, I just think it's fun when you have a friend that you get. I try to teach this to my girls. You know, you leave it on the mat, right? Y'all can, we're all friends here, but like out there, I'm going to go to try to win. I'm going for the
that's what literally me and Zach literally were like texting each other the week before. We were like, the same thing. We were like, it's all love at the end of the day,
Yeah.
But you got to go out and get it.
And that's what makes our sport great. And things like that will be what continue to make it even better.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, Mason.
Yeah.
We're gonna let you go, brother. I know it's Halloween. You might go out trick or treat bananas and steak or something. I don't know. Not sure what wrestlers.
Make good decisions.
I will.
Mason, we appreciate your time, my man.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Congratulations on West Virginia, and we will see you.
Thank you. Eventually, somewhere. Go Mountaineers, baby.
Yeah.
See you guys.
All right, buddy.
Thank you. He's good.
Awesome.
I really like that kid. That's funny.
Yeah, he's a great kid. It's awesome. Well, there we go. Great episode there, huh, Coach?
It was fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, now we're starting to get in the nuts and bolts of it. Now we're starting to get the guests on. We're starting to get seasoned. We're gonna have a lot of stuff going on. But so it's just I don't mind going over results and stuff. But we're not a results. It's not our podcast. Our podcast is. Just go and whatever you want to figure out how everybody did. Just
Google that.
And listen, and I always tell. If we have any new listeners out there, that I'm going to butcher names. And I know I'm going to butcher results. And if you want the results, go look for them. I want to have the kids on here. I want to listen to what the kids have to say. And I want to
whoever I miss.
Those are that's what this podcast is for. Is to give the kids a shine. And that's really what we're in it for. So there we go.
I agree. These kids deserve shine. They work hard, and I think you're right on the stats stuff. And I think that it's about, getting to interview young people, it humanizes it a little bit more and maybe speaks to some of the other athletes that maybe are watching these boys and girls, or young ladies and young gentlemen, and just admiring them, through watching them like they're their heroes. So yeah, it's just really fun. I like this stuff. And
we're happy to have you on board this year, Coach.
Well, we'll see how it goes.
No, we got you locked in now. It's all good.
Right.
Well, next week, hopefully, next week we'll have some of the, like I said, we had some some of our preseason nationals champs, placers this week. We wanted to get the who's number ones on here, or at least Mason on here, because he did his college commitment. So we wanted to get him on there. Got one of the girls. I know the other, our other girls placer. We got her committed for next week already. So Easton is coming on next week. Already talked to her and talked to her dad. So we're good to go there. We got a couple guys that, so we'll just do a little, another preseason national recap, and hopefully some of these guys, do well at our P&L tournament this weekend. So, we're excited about it. We're talking, all the big dog clubs out there. So we got our hands full. It's like everybody else does. So, but we're excited about it.
But that's good, because you've prepared for it though too. You know where you're going. You know what you're doing. So you've done everything you can do. Now it's time, right?
That's what's up. All right, I've got to get out of this costume, and I've got to get in the van, and we got to get rolling here to Kansas City. Yep, right by 7:00.
You'll drive right by it, my alma mater.
Oh, yeah.
Drive right past Missouri Valley.
Yeah, not till tomorrow though. We're staying overnight tonight. We're just getting a couple hours out tonight.
Tonight, knock it out.
Yep.
Perfect.
So, Coach Jones, we appreciate you so much. Listeners, thank you. Appreciate you all so much. And we will continue to share this on social media until next week. And then we'll share some new stuff on social media next week. So there we go. All right. Everybody have a great evening, and happy Halloween, everyone.
Happy Halloween. See you guys then.